So in e-commerce marketing, what we are going to do? So for e-commerce marketing, what is the first thing required? So first thing required is your e-commerce website. So we are going to create an e-commerce website using a plugin which is known as WooCommerce. So if I go to any e-commerce website, you can see there are a lot of features on that particular website, and there are different positions where pricing is there, where description is there, where more information is there. So if you want to build that manually using HTML or using PHP or any kind of coding, it takes a lot of time. So instead of that, what we do is we to install this particular plugin which is WooCommerce, and automatically it is going to give all the features. So you don't have to do anything manually. Automatically most of the things are done, and it is very easy for us to create a e-commerce website. So once my e-commerce website is created, so now what I have to do, I have to do some advertisements so that I start getting traffic to my website. So for doing advertisement, we have to create a Google Merchant Center account. So we are talking about e-commerce. So we are selling what? We are selling products. So I am selling some products. So say we go to Google and I am searching for laptops under what do you call it? So on the right hand side, you can see some ads are there. So what are these kind of ads? These are known as shopping ads. These are not display ads. These are not image ad. So now what is the difference between image ad and your shopping? If I am seeing this ad, can you see anything written over this image? So there is nothing on this image. It is only a image of a laptop. So by seeing this image, I can understand, okay, this is a laptop. But I cannot understand it is from which company, what is the offer. I cannot know much about this picture after seeing. But if I am seeing any display ad or image ad, on the ad only you can see lot of information. So that is the difference. Next, you cannot see a link like this of this particular product, and here price is there, and from where I can purchase this. So that information is also there. So these information will be on your shopping ad. So on shopping ad, what all things we will have? One is image, one is title, one is price, and from where I can purchase. So that thing will be there. These four things will be there on shopping ad. So now if I see this ad, it says this ad is coming from where? Chroma website. So but it is not correct. So what happens is, any website who has to advertise into Google using shopping ad, they have to create a Google Merchant Center account. So now what happened in here is Chroma company has created a Google Merchant Center. So on Google Merchant Center account, what we have to do is we have to create a feed. So feed is nothing but it is a kind of input to get some output. If I want to print, I want to take a printout. I am not inserting paper inside the printer. Will I get the printout? No. So what I have to do is I have to give a feed to the printer, so that is a paper. So once paper is inserted, then I am getting the printout. Similarly, in the feed, I will give all the details about the product, for which I have to create the ad. So once my Google Merchant Center account is set up, once my feed is set up, I have to link my Google Ads or Google AdWords account with my Google Merchant Center account. So this is the basic necessity for doing shopping. If you do not have a Google Merchant Center account, if you haven't linked your Google Merchant Center account with your Google Ads account, you cannot do the shopping. Okay. So in e-commerce, we are going to do all these things. First, creating a website. Second, creating a merchant center account. Third, creating a shopping app. So now quickly everyone do this. So what you have to do is you have to download image of men's jacket or women's jacket, four different images of the same jacket. So I will tell you how to do this. Go to amazon.in. So say this is a jacket. So what you have to do is you have to click on this particular image and you have to right click and save images. So you have to save one, two, three images are there. So save these three images. So you have to do these all things. Men's or women's jacket, and then you have to download images of men's t-shirts or women's t-shirt, same t-shirt in two different colors. Okay, four images each. So you will have total eight images in this. And the third thing is you have to download images of pen drive or a flash drive, 32 GB, 64. So you can take five models, 16 GB, 32 GB, and I think 256 GB is also there. So just check it. And power bank 5000 mAh, 10,000, 20,000. So download these images and save in a folder. Once done, you can just ping. So this is the plugin WooCommerce. You might find a lot of things when you search. So it has to be WooCommerce without any space. So you are going to get this as the first plugin, and it is by automatic. So you can install and activate this plugin. Once you activate, then it is going to ask for the setup. If you have already done, then it won't ask for the setup. If you are doing for the first time, then only it is going to ask for the setup. Okay, so everyone done. So now what you have to do is you have to hover over WooCommerce and just go to settings. So inside settings, just give your address, city. So you have to configure all of these. General options, this is you, if you want you can skip. So main important is your currency. So you have to check what is the currency it is selected. So by default it takes the pound. So you are selling from India, so you can keep India. If you're selling internationally, then you have to select as dollars and save changes. Then product. Yeah, everyone just see here. Then I will give you time to do it. Then coming to your products, you can put the measurement, that it is in weight is in kg or pound, dimensions in centimeters. Rest all let it be. Click on save changes. Shipping, so you can add shipping zones. So I want to sell in India. If you want to add shipping methods, so flat rate or free shipping. So I will put free shipping, because normally what happens is if you are seeing any products online and it says that there is a 100 rupees extra shipping charge, so many users are not purchasing that particular product, and when they see something is free shipping, they are going to purchase that. Normally we also do that. So what you do is you do not charge any extra shipping cost. What you can do is you can include the shipping cost inside your product price. Now if you see a product, the product is going to have a MRP. So say MRP is 2000. So there will be a manufacturing price. So manufacturing price is not high. Say manufacturing price is 500. So once it is manufactured, the wholesalers are procuring it from the manufacturer. So manufacturer will keep some profit and then they are going to sell to wholesalers. So they are not selling one or two quantity or 10 quantity, they are selling in huge numbers. So if they just keep little bit of profit, they are making a good amount of money, because at a time they are moving lot of products. So say to wholesalers, they are selling at 700 rupees. Now this wholesaler, what he did is, he listed this particular product online, and he is selling at, selling price is 1500. So how much profit he is getting? So he is getting 800. So now there are different costs as well. Not only he is procuring and he is directly selling. If he is selling online, so you will be having a packaging cost. So say it is 100. Now you will be having a shipping cost. So it is also 100. He has purchased at 700, and packaging cost is 100, shipping cost is 100. So total is now 900. So how much profit he is getting now? Profit is
600.
600. Okay. So if this person is selling a product which is MRP at 2000, selling at 1500, still he is making good amount of profit by not taking extra 100 rupees from the customer. So sales will be more. So what we do is, we don't put any extra shipping amount. So free shipping and add shipping method. So now we go to the payments. So in payments we have direct bank transfer. So this is not good for now. Check payments, not good for now. You have cash on delivery. So I will switch on cash on delivery. We have PayPal. So I will switch on PayPal. Then you have to set up this particular PayPal. So for now we are not going to use. Later on you guys can create a PayPal account and you can register and you can add this as a payment gateway. Apart from this, we are having another platforms as well. So other payment gateways are InstaMojo and Razorpay. So these two are the best, InstaMojo and Razorpay. So using these tools, using these payment gateways, you can take money by any means. So if you go to Amazon, you are getting lot of options. You can pay by credit card, you can pay by debit card, you can pay by net banking, you can pay by different wallets. So all these things we are getting because they are having a payment gateway. So same, all the features will be activated on your account if you are using these payment gateways like InstaMojo and Razorpay. So this we will be doing at last. Okay, now see here. So we have seen there are some basic elements for a e-commerce website. So when we install WooCommerce, by default they are creating that basic elements. So that are the different page. So if anyone wants to shop, so they will have a shop page. So when we are creating any products, by default the product is going to the shop page. So we have to create by default all the pages so that it is easy for the users to navigate. So it should also show cart. So if cart is visible in there, they can just click and see what all items are in their cart, and finally they can proceed to the checkout. So for that, what we have to do, just see here and make a note of the steps. So under WooCommerce I can see status. So I have to click on status. Inside status you can see tools. So I click on tools, and under tools we are going to find, when you scroll down you can see create default WooCommerce pages. So I have to click on create pages. So automatically it is going to create the product page, the shop page, the cart page. So these are going to be created by default. So now what we do is, there has to be a shop page inside my menu. Then only people will understand, okay, there are some product somewhere on this website. So I have to add shop page to my main menu. So once I have created all the pages, then add shop page inside your main menu. So now what we have to do is, we are going to create a product. So once we create a product, so the first product you have added is a jacket. So it is going to come like this. So once I click on the jacket, it is going to come like this, like a e-commerce website where title is coming, then price is coming, and if you are giving some offer, it is showing like this, description about the product, how many products are there in stock, how many you can order, you can add it to the basket, and then the complete description about the product will be there, and more images of the product. So you can see like this only it comes on the e-commerce website. So all the features are coming in here. So for adding a product, you can hover your mouse here. See, you don't have to click in here. If you click, then by default it is going to create a post. So I just bring my mouse in new, and then I click on product. So first thing is you have to give the name of the product, men's jacket, and this first description is your complete description about the product. So here you have to give complete description, what is the material used, what is the size, how comfortable it is, in which season you have to use, how is the stitch, what is the cloth, all the detail has to be given here. So this is the box for giving complete description. Now when we scroll down, you can see product short description. So here you have to give short description. So little bit about the product. Then if I come little bit up, I can see product data. So here we have simple product, group product, external affiliate product, and variable product. So we'll discuss everything one by one. So you have to follow the steps. Don't go in advance. Just follow the steps. Once everything is completed, then automatically all your questions will be answered. So first we are going to create a simple product. So say I am selling some jacket. So its price is 5,000 rupees. So I want to give some discounts. So normally people see discount and purchase the product. So I want to sell this at 2,500. So do you want to keep this as the regular thing, ongoing thing? So it is fine. If you don't want to put this as an ongoing thing, you want to schedule the sale. So I want to put the sale for a few days only. So starting from Monday, I want to put it on sale till Friday. So what will happen from Monday till Friday? It is going to show that MRP is 5,000 rupees, but now it is on discount at 50% discount at 2,500. So it will be done only for these days. So if I am not scheduling anything, so regularly it is going to show like this. Next is we have to fill the inventory. So here we can see SKU. So what is SKU? It is nothing but it is stock keeping unit. So what is stock keeping unit? So if I go to Amazon, so on Amazon each and every product is having a unique identification number. So that is known as ASIN. So this is the unique identification number for this particular product. So it is easy to manage the stock, and it is easy to find this particular product. If I am looking for say men's jacket, so under the name men's jacket there can be many products, so it might be difficult. So that is the reason they provide a unique number, and this unique number can also be found on the URL. So similarly you have to create one unique number for your products for your website. So how to do that? So say your website is Digital Rajesh. So what you do is DR00001. So this becomes your SK. So you have to identify in long term total number of products you are going to sell. Different kind of product. So here I have identified that I am going to sell approx to 10 lakh different products. So accordingly I have given the zeros. So you have to identify that and you have to give it like this. So for SKU, you have to maintain a Excel sheet. So you have to give serial number, product name, MRP, sale price, stock, and SKU. So you have to create a sheet like this so that it is easy for you guys to manage your stock. Okay, so now stock, how much stock I am having? So say I am having 10. SKU is DR0001. So like this, you have to maintain the stock. So now enable stock management. Stock quantity, how much? So I am having 10 for now. Allow back orders. So what are back orders? So back orders are like, if I am having 10 stock, but I want people to purchase more than 10 items. So that becomes your back order. It means if I am not having the stock, still I am allowing the people to purchase the product so that I can fulfill at a later stage. So if we take one example for this OnePlus Mobile. So when they are launching, so they will give, there is a pre-launch offer, book your mobile by paying some amount and you are going to get it once it is released. So before the product is released, we are making the purchase. So that is a kind of back order. So if you want to allow that, you can do, but if you are allowing for multiple products, then it will be very much difficult. As it is only one product for that particular company, yeah, they can do that and it is easy for them. So most of the companies are not going to have this back order, but this particular plugin gives you a option of back order. So if you are convenient, you can put the back order. So stock quantity is 10. So I don't want to allow back order. So people can only purchase a maximum of 10 quantity. Beyond this, they cannot purchase. If I am allowing but notify customer or else just allow, then what will happen is, so if I give notify customer, so customer can add more than 10 products. He can add 15, but he will get a notification that only we have 10 in stock and 5 will be sent to you once it comes in the stock. Now comes your low stock threshold. This particular platform is going to send you an email once it reaches low stock threshold. So say if I give here 5. So once 5 products are sold, it is going to send you an email that you have to refill your stock. So that is your low stock threshold. So we have to do only this setup for now. Then we have to scroll up and on the right hand side you can see categories. We will work on the categories. Product tags. So this is men's jacket, jacket, winter jacket, and ad. So product tags are a kind of keywords. So if you are putting, if any of the users are coming to your website and they are putting these keywords on your website and searching, then this particular product is going to appear. Then you have to scroll down. This is not required. Set product image. So I click on set product image and I have to take one image, the main image of the jacket, which is going to be displayed to the user when they see all the product, or once they open this listing, they are going to see this particular image. Next is your product gallery. So I click on product gallery and remaining all the images, back image, side image, top image, so whatever it is, so all other I am going to add in the gallery. Okay, so now everyone create a product for the men's jacket. So what you have to do is you have to give title, you have to give complete description, you can copy and paste, you have to give short description. If you don't have any Description, you can put dummy text for now. In general, you have to give the pricing. Inventory, you have to give these details, and you have to give product tags, product image, and product gallery. So once this is done, just wait. We'll work on categories, and after that, we are going to publish. Yeah, you can get started. So if I see here, I can see the product category. Now, how to put the category, and category is one of the important thing on your e-commerce website. So say I am selling electronics products, or else I am selling some fashion product. So fashion product comes under merchandise, or else I am selling some baby products. So these are all my parent category. So under electronics, say I am selling mobiles. So I have created a product page for mobile OnePlus 7. So now the parent category is electronics and the main category is mobile. So what we have to do in here is add new category. So I click on this. So first is I will create a parent category. So electronics. So I don't do anything for now because this is only the parent, and I add as new category. So you can see electronics category has been added. Now next is I am creating a mobile. So I give mobile, and in parent category I select as electronics and add. So you can see under electronics mobile has been created. So if I am creating a product page of any mobile, I have to select the parent category as well as the main category. So what is going to happen with this is, if I am navigating to any of the products, so category is going to come in there. So this is the parent category and this is the main category, which is jacket. So if I click on jacket, I can see all the jackets listed. Okay. If I click on merchandise, so what all merchandise is available, that is going to be. So this makes easier for our users. So everyone can define the category and you can publish. So you can see the t-shirt in here. So when I click on this, I am getting two options. One is size and one is color. So this particular t-shirt is having two different variations, that is size and color. So if I am choosing any size and if I am choosing any other color, so now it is blue, I change it to orange. So you see automatically it got changed. Now I'm checking Excel and I am checking blue. So you see automatically it changed. Now we are going to work with the variable product. So if I go to my store, okay, so this is a variable product which we are going to create. So prior to this, we have created a simple product which is not having any variation. So now how to do this? First is we have to add a new product. The name of the product, so women's t-shirt, then long description and short description. So long is, always remember, long is on the top and short is at the bottom. Many of the times people get confused. So now I have to change this product data. Instead of simple product, now I have to change it to variable product. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to create different variations for this particular product. So I click on variations. So when I go to variations, what it says, before we can add any variation, you have to work with the attributes. So now what are attributes? So size and color. So these are the two different attributes. So before creating variation, we have to go to the attribute. Okay. So now we have to add two different attributes. One is size and one is color. So I click on add. So size. So we have small, medium, large, extra large. So you can keep it like this, or else you have to give S, M, L, XL, so that looks more easier. So we can convert into that. So S space, and then you have to give pipe symbol. So that is above your enter button. Then space, medium, space, pipe symbol, space, large, space, pipe symbol, XL, double X. Okay. So this attribute, should it be used for variations? Yes. I have to create a variations on these attributes. That is the reason I click on used for variation. So you have to remember that you have to click and activate used for variations, or else it is not going to create any variation when you are coming in. Now save. So size attribute is done. So I will create one more, that is color. So I am having green and blue. So two colors I am having. Yes, this also has to be used for variation. So I click on this and I save this attribute as well. So total how many sizes we have? We have five sizes. And total how many colors we have? We have two colors. So total how many variations we will have? You can put in the chat window. So see, with green color, we will have five variation. That is, yeah, right there, correct. That is small, medium, large, excellent, double XL. With blue also we will be having the same. So total we are going to have 10 variation. 5 into 2, that is 10. So once my attributes are done, I go to variations, and on variation you have to remember that here you will see add variation. So I have to click and I have to click on create variations for all attributes. So if you are just clicking on add variation, then what is going to happen? If you click on go, it will create only one. Then you have to click again go, it will create another. So it is a time taking process and it is a kind of headache. So better I click on create variation from all attributes. So how many attributes? Size and color. So it is going to create a total of 10 products if I am selecting. So in variations, you have to select create variation from all attributes and you have to click on go. So what it says that in one run, you can create maximum 50 variations, not more than that. So say I am having 10 colors and 5 different sizes. So now how many total variations we will be having? 10 colors and 5 different sizes. So how many variations? So we are going to have 50 variations. But in case you are having 11 colors and 5 sizes, so now it is 55. So in one run you cannot create 55. So you have to create 50 first and then the remaining 5. So I click on OK. So you can see 10 variations added. OK. Small green, small blue, medium green, medium blue, large green, large blue. So you can see all the total 10 variations are here. So now what is the next step? On these variations, I have to put all the details. So I click on the inverted triangle near this variation and it says you have to upload a image for small green. Okay. So see, it says to upload a image for small, for medium, for large. So do not upload a small image in small size and a very big image in XL size. When they receive the product, the size of the product will be different, but here the image size will be same. So you have to upload same image on all greens. So I uploaded the image. Now for this product I have to give SKU. So we have given one, so I will give this for two. So see, we are not giving for the main inventory, I am giving for the individual variation. Why? Because it is easy to manage the stock. So coming to my Excel, this is the second one. So how many I am having for this? The 10. So MRP is 500, sale price is 499. I want to give 1 rupee discount only. So this is women's t-shirt. Yeah, I'm uploading a men's photo, so that only I have for now. So you can do it properly. So men's t-shirt, and then this size is small. So it is easy to track. So I have to manage the stock also for this. Okay. So for this particular variation, you want to add gallery, so not required for this. You can put regular price 500, sale price 499, stock 10, and that's it. Nothing else. Clear? So we'll do for one more. So medium blue. So I click on this. First is I have to upload an image. Then I have to give the SKU, manage stock. So medium is the running size. So for this particular product, say 500, and I am not giving any sale price. I am not giving because this is a regular selling product. I am having stock of 10. So you can give different prices to different sizes and different colors. So that can be done. Okay. So once all these things are done, once you have individually done for small, medium, for everything. So for now, just take 2 and 2. So it is going to create 4. So you will be doing it faster. Then you have to click on set product image. So you can put blue or green, any one image as the main image. And I go to the gallery and I will put all the colors, all the images, front, back, side, everything in here in the gallery. Okay. Then you will give the categories, you will give the product tags, and job done. You are going to publish. Okay. So once again, quickly I will revise. Just see here properly. First thing is you have to put the title, long description, short description, and then you have to come here product data, and you have to select as variable. After selecting this variable, first thing is you have to create attributes. So I have to add attributes. So I have added size and color. You can take 2 each for now. Once this is done, you have to go to variations, and in variation you are going to have a tab in here. So you have to create variation for all attributes, and then you have to click on go. Then it is going to create variations individual. In each variation you have to click, you have to upload image, you have to give SKU, you have to manage stock, you have to give the pricing, and you have to give the stock. Or else if you are not managing the stock, it is going to come as it is out of stock on the shop page. Or else if it is showing that it is in stock, people can purchase unlimited t-shirts. After that, you will give the category. So you can put a parent category and the main category, product tags, product image, and your gallery, and you have to publish. Okay. So now everyone do it and ping me your link once it is done. Any doubts you can ask by going live or on the chat. Okay, so you can follow. I have shown on the screen how to create a variable product. So if you are confused little bit, you can follow from here. You can take a screenshot of this. So see, those who want to do it later, or else if you don't want to disturb your current website you want to work separately. So if you are having a hosting where you can host multiple domains, then what you can do is you can create a subdomain and you can install WordPress, and then you can install a theme, WP Ocean. So this is e-commerce friendly, and then you can install WooCommerce and you can practice. So either you can do this or else install WordPress inside a folder. So say it is digitalrl.in if he is having this website. So while installing WordPress, it is going to ask for the folder. So by default on many of the hosting space provider, it is blog. So say you want to create a folder shop. So digitalrl.in and the folder name you have to give shop. So WordPress is going to be installed under shop. So how to access this? You have to access using this particular URL. So inside this folder, installation of WordPress is there, and here you can practice for WooCommerce. And later on, you can delete this instance, either subdomain or else a folder. Yeah, so that's it for today. Those who are done can leave for the day. Then we'll meet tomorrow. Those who are not done, just complete it, share the link. I will check, then you can leave after that.